LFA 177 preliminary action from the Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Lightweights get the evening started with two undefeated fighters squaring off when Levan Khabalaev battles Mykola Plazynskyi. Then welterweight prospects collide when Ken Burrs makes his pro debut against 2-0 Fancischinelli. And finally, a catchweight bout at 165 pounds will conclude the preliminary fights when Luke Roberts puts his spotless 3-0 record on the line against another undefeated athlete in Farman, Hasanov. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban with you live on YouTube at LFA Fighting and the LFA Fight Network. Let's get the action rolling. Here are the numbers for our opening bout. Tail of the tape. Powered by Stretched Out Buffalo, Get Loose, Get Stretched. Both athletes are 24 years old and made the contracted weight. It's Khabalaev, who is 5 inches taller and will have almost a 7-inch reach advantage. To kick off the LFA 177 preliminary bouts, here's the voice of the LFA Octagon, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the LFA Fight Network from the Seneca Niagara Resort Casino here in Niagara Falls, New York for LFA 177 preliminary action. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA lightweight division, brought to you tonight by Stretched Out Buffalo. Choose our stretching studio for mind and body wellness. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist, standing 5'9", weighs in 155.2 pounds. He holds a professional record, 2 wins, 0 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Representing Extreme Couture and Revolution MMA, fighting out of Odessa, Ukraine, Mykola Plazynskyi. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a striker standing 6'2", weight in 156 pounds. He is 2-0 as a professional, with 1 win coming by way of knockout and 1 by way of submission. Representing Sarah Longo Fight Team and Law MMA, fighting out of Long Island, New York, by way of Vladikavkaz, Ossetia, Levan Khabalaev. Your referee in charge of the action, Matt Rocca.
All right, goes. We went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now. Back up to your corners.
A little delayed in the touching of the gloves.
A translation, or they weren't sure what they wanted to do.
Yeah, and then sportsmanship won out in the end. This is going to be a banger, folks. LFA, a lightweight action. Mykola Plazynskyi in the blue, making his LFA debut, and Levan Khabalaev in the red tape. He is also making his Legacy Fighting Alliance debut tonight.
Right away, Ron, you see Khabalaev effortlessly using that 7-inch reach advantage that you spoke about. I mean, he's going to be able to just touch him like that with the jab, not commit on anything, slide just out of range, and he's looking for that right hand.
Big shot from Plazynskyi.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell if it was a punch that landed or kind of an off balance at the same time, but nonetheless,
yes,
Plazynskyi finds himself in a dominant position, much better than that 7-inch reach advantage range he was just in.
Absolutely, that's one way to counter that reach advantage, put him on the ground, but look at this, it's Khabalaev getting back up, but Plazynskyi not letting him go yet.
Plazynskyi doing a nice job of just changing direction, changing momentum right there. Look at the lifts.
Nice takedown from Plazynskyi from Ukraine. He was a Ukrainian national MMA and grappling champion.
Yeah, you guys tuning in right now are in store for a treat. This is an early fight, a free fight. You guys are getting this 2 high-level guys, undefeated, only 2-0, but you can tell right away these guys know what they're doing.
Absolutely. On the other side, Khabalaev, a striker. He's also a Russian national champion in wrestling, but he's getting ragdolled right now.
Yeah, and it's one of the detriments sometimes of being the taller guy is that they get their hands around that skinnier waist, right? And they're able to elevate very well. Plazynskyi doing a tremendous job Look at the elevations. I mean, he's getting him up on his hip. It's not even just belly to back. It's on his hip. He's using all the momentum he can, keeping his hands out of reach of Khabalaev, so he can't hand fight right here. But this is what Khabalaev, there he goes. Now we're starting to hand fight. The hands are in front of his belly. This is his opportunity to try to break that grip. There we go.
And he does, after Plazynskyi scored 3 takedowns here in the first few minutes. Now an opportunity for Khabalaev to use that long reach, 7-inch reach advantage.
I feel like that first opening 2.5 minutes, Ron, just summarized the type of fight that we have here, with Plazynskyi being the more dominant fighter on the ground, Khabalaev having that reach advantage on the feet.
100%. Plazynskyi trying to punch his way in and does it again. Unable to clinch up, which I think was part of his game plan. 2 wins in a row for Plazynskyi. Same for Khabalaev. 2 undefeated fighters. Glad you could be a part of the LFA Fight Network. Nice knee lands.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
He knocks him down. Khabalaev over and out.
Oh my God! Khabalaev with the kicks after the
Very late kick towards the end.
Yeah, they're gonna pull him off of the cage after that.
But what a finish for the 24-year-old Russia, now fighting out of Long Island, New York. Levan Khabalaev ends this fight in violent fashion.
It's a shame it was such a spectacular performance, an even more spectacular finish. But I did not like what I saw at the end.
Agreed.
I mean, there's no good way around it, but I'm hoping that he was just kind of caught up in a moment rather than there being any type of bad blood or anything right there, disrespect going on. It seemed like there was a bit of a mutual respect during the fight, but Levan Khabalaev, I mean, he hurt him with the right hand. He came back with the right hand and dropped him. The ref had seen enough and jumped in, but he continued the assault for a little bit too long.
Yeah, a young fighter, only 24 years old, as we said, 2-0. Made his pro debut back in 2019, so listen, he should know better, but also when you're making your LFA debut, you know, the bright lights, the big stage can sometimes be a little overwhelming. Maybe he just got caught up in the moment. Hopefully he learns from it, because if he does that again, you could see a commission suspending him for this as we take a look at the action.
Yeah, let's see what set that all up. You can see right here at the end of the punches, this is the first time he was moving backwards, got knocked down, was ragged out on the mat for quite a while, gets back up. You see the perfectly timed right hand again, pull counter right hand again, another. I mean, at this point, he's pretty much out. The referee's making sure it's over at this point. The rest of this was a bit unnecessary, especially the kick right there. I hate to see that.
I don't like it either. And listen, we're looking at it in instant replay, but the refs was all over.
Yeah, I mean,
tried to stop him 3 times.
Even you see right here, he kind of throws an effortless punch right here, and I didn't know if he was just kind of going through the motion, but the kick was definitely very intentional, and just gonna have to learn from this. But when we talk about the fight game, this guy's high level. I mean, you can see he uses his range very well, was able to end the fight, precision type of timing and accuracy with that right hand against a very tough opponent, Mykola Plazynskyi.
Yeah. First loss for Mykola Plazynskyi. Had 5.5-year layoff between his first amateur fight and pro debut, but he came back. This was his 2nd fight in a row in the U.S. Been training in Vegas with Extreme Couture and in South Carolina at Revolution MMA as well. But tonight, it was Levan Khabalaev getting his first victory inside the LFA Octagon. Let's get the official time. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Matt Rocker, calls a stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 55 seconds of the first round, declaring your winner by knockout, Levan Khabalaev.
Spectacular LFA debut. Perfect record remains intact. This was Levan Khabalaev's 3rd first round finish, and he improves to 3-0. That's how you kick off the LFA 177 preliminary action, folks, and it's only going to get better. Back-to-back World Championship title fights highlight this loaded LFA 177 card that kicks off at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, only on UFC Fight Pass. Here's a preview.
Niagara Falls, New York. LFA 177 starts now.
This is as real as it gets, and it's mind-blowing.
I love everything about that fight.
These are the moments that the fighters live for. I can't wait. Oh! Kicked him in the face. Oh, Rose.
We will all witness a piece of UFC history.
Unbelievable. You're sitting at home watching this, and you just go, holy shit. The double tap does what he wants.
Master, teach me Kung Fu.
One of the most epic fights.
There's nothing I do better in this life than fighting.
Unbroken, baby. This team is unbroken.
We have a sport with some of the best athletes in the world.
Boom!
One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see.
Oh!
The UFC has never been stronger.
It does not get any better. That is good. This is a crazy sport, ladies and gentlemen.
Back at the Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino in Niagara Falls. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban with you tonight. There is our championship doubleheader. 28-year-old Devin Smith, the godson of Rashad Evans. He captured the 2023 Fans' Choice Award for Knockout of the Year. He'll look for another spectacular KO when he faces the surging Russian Shatmakhan Magomedov from Dagestan for the interim welterweight belt. And in the first half of the championship doubleheader, two undefeated prospects go at it when Shannon Clark from Canada returns to face Tayane Lopez from Brazil. The winner will be crowned queen of the flyweight division. Stacked card from here in New York. As always, we take a look. Pair of fighters with 100% finishing rates kick off the evening's fun with New York's Liam Anderson battling North Carolina's Maurice Morris. Key bantamweights look to make an immediate impact in the LFA bantamweight division in their promotional debuts when Sierra Dinwiddie faces Hope Chase. And then New York's own and Glory kickboxing vet Joe Taylor puts his spotless record on the line when he faces the grappler from Brazil, Gabriel Chimocho, who has 6 wins via submission. Alan, take a look at the early fights here. Which one has caught your eye?
Yeah, Ron, I'm looking at all of these, and the first and the last one, the men's fights, I don't know how long those fights are going to last. I think they're going to be fun, though. But when you look at the fight here in the middle, the women's bantamweight fight, Sierra Dinwiddie, tall, long, rangy striker, very aggressive, very good knees in the clinch game. Up the middle, she hurts people to the body, she finishes them there, but she's going up against Hurricane Hope Chase. She's a much more shorter, compact fighter, but a very aggressive style. Started off in karate. Early in her career, she swings mean hooks, looking for bad intentions. I think these two women are going to clash in this fight. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Stacked card from top to bottom, including a couple of title fights. Going to be a lot of fun. If you haven't already done so, get over to UFCFightPass.com and sign up. You will not want to miss the main card of Legacy Fighting Alliance number 177. Moving to the welterweight division for our next preliminary bout and a clash between Louis Fancischinelli and Ken Burrs. Tail of the tape presented by Volvo AutoStar. Burrs making his pro debut at 29 years old. Fancischinelli is 2 years younger, and we saw it in the first fight. We got another one, a massive 8 inches taller and substantial 10.5 inches longer in the reach. Let's now get the official fighter introductions. We go inside to Mike Kendall.
Fight fans, this contest is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA welterweight division, brought to you tonight by AutoStar Volvo. The future is electric. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This kickboxer stands 6'6", weighed in 170 pounds. He is 1-0 as a professional. That win coming by way of knockout. Representing California Mixed Martial Arts, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Luis Fancischinelli. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a wrestler standing 5'9", weighed in 169.2 pounds. Tonight, he is making his professional debut, representing Indio Dojo, fighting out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Ken Burrs. Your referee in charge of the action, Todd Anderson.
Gentlemen, of the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Wish to touch gloves, do so now. Back to your corners.
Alan, when you see the height and reach discrepancy between these two, let's just talk about, since we got Burns up first, what's he got to do in this fight early on? I'm guessing close that distance and close it quick.
He closed it quickly, right? And it's also a clash not only of height, but of styles. I mean, you look at Fancischinelli. He's got over 100 kickboxing matches. I mean, the guy is well seasoned, as you can see, and dangerous on the feet. Ken Burrs, he comes from a wrestling background. You see that tattoo on his rib cage right there that normally means they've been on the mat for a while. He has to cover that distance. The one thing that it presents is those long legs, right? That single leg is the closest leg to you. He's got long legs. He's a shorter guy. It should be pretty easy for Burrs to change levels. Right. It's getting him to the ground, though, because Fancischinelli, guys have been trying to take him to the mat his whole life, right? I mean, when you're a tall striker, this is all you deal with at the gym on a daily basis.
Training out of California Mixed Martial Arts, originally from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Coming off a knockout win back in June at LFA 167. He comes in firing with the knee, just misses the target.
Burrs needs to get some respect right here, Ron. There we go.
Beautiful level change and takedown from the wrestler. Wrestled 2 years at D3 Waynesburg University.
That was beautiful. Using those long legs, not only on the attack on the feet, but for the sweep on the ground. Butterfly sweep right there for Fancischinelli. Before that shot, which was very nice from Ken Burrs, though, Ron, I was saying he's got to get some respect. He right now, there we go. There was no threat.
Right.
You can't let a striker tee off and feel comfortable.
And now the wrestler going in, the body lock. Fancischinelli sprawling, fending off the takedown. Fancischinelli started kickboxing at 13. He's got a 5-1 pro kickboxing record. He's also a South American kickboxing champion. Once again, a true contrast of fighting styles.
Look, I love the head fight right there. That's what you have to do in the cage. Whoever's winning the head battle is normally winning the body battle. But I mean, Fancischinelli, he's having to drop 8-9 inches to fight that head battle right there. But he did a great job, circled off, and he's back in the center of the octagon. Oh, that hurt him.
Oh, that rocked that.
Yeah, that was
shot to the ribs. And now Luis Fancischinelli looking to end this fight. Burrs in trouble.
Sorry about that run. Burrs is going to need to try to look to just get a hold of him. Even if he doesn't finish the takedown, he can recover if he gets his hands on him.
That kick to the ribs stopped Burrs in his tracks. Can he hang on?
And look at the educated knees that Fancischinelli throws, and not just straight up the middle. He loops him around the guard. He's been here before, especially fighting a short fighter. He's looping all of his strikes, even his head kicks right here. He's trying to just swing it right over the guard.
Burrs fires back, but you can see he's clearly feeling it. Yeah, you're right, Alan. Oh! Big shot drops Ken Burrs. And now Luis Fancischinelli, ton of time to work at this position.
He's definitely hurt. This is where his wrestling could save him. He's going to need to be careful of these knees right here.
Drops Burrs again, who attacks the leg
He put his arm in the wrong way right there, though, did Ken Burrs. He's giving him the mount. I think he's still a little hurt from the shots.
This is a tough spot to be in for Ken Burrs.
And a tough debut. You know, you making your debut
against a kickboxing black belt.
Yeah, exactly. With this type of height and reach advantage, props to him for even taking this fight.
Ken Burrs hang off. 1 minute to go, opening frame, in a round dominated by 27-year-old Luis Fancischinelli.
Oh!
And a big knee lands again, drops Burrs over. That will do it. Over and out. Luis Fancischinelli victorious in. Comes over, gives us the fist pump, came in as one of the biggest favorites on the card, and Alan, boy, did he ever deliver.
What a gorgeous knee at the end. You know, I mean, obviously, Ken Burrs was very badly hurt. He was in survival mode the entire last couple of minutes of that fight, so credit to him, the heart that he showed. But I like the patience that I saw from Luis Fancischinelli. I like how he made those adjustments with the kicks going over the shoulder, the knees in a circular motion. They weren't just up into the guard. He was very patient, collected, found his shots at the right time, the right angle. You see his trainer right there, Chad George. I've been knowing him for years and years.
One of the best, right?
One of the best guys in LA that you got to go to. Fancischinelli made a good decision going to that gym, and it's paying off.
No doubt about it. Fancischinelli putting on a striking clinic. And we will see his handiwork here, Alan.
Right here, this might be, yeah, look at that. Just a long, straight punch down the middle. He was already in range. He has Burr hurt right here. This is the finish right here, guys. You can see he doesn't really know where he's at. And watch this educated knee, boom, around the guard. You saw that kind of half moon? He didn't throw it straight up. He threw it in a circular motion. It's a very Thai style. I remember John Wayne Parr talking about this one time, that's how he was taught how to throw knees in Thailand in a circular motion, and I've learned that through experience as well. Sometimes you can evade the shield that is out there and go around the guard. Obviously, with the kickboxing background of Fancischinelli, he was able to make that adjustment on the fly.
Remember the name, Alan. Yeah. Absolutely. He won his first MMA fight in spectacular fashion, and he took that on only a few days' notice. Here he comes back, and with a full camp, puts on a clinic tonight.
I mean, I'm hoping he stays with us here in the LFA. I'm hoping he doesn't go anywhere. I think we keep this guy, and I'd be excited to see him on the main card in his next matchup.
Me too. His pro debut lasted just a minute 25, and I love that. Great sign of sportsmanship between the two fighters. Give Ken Burrs a lot of credit. His pro debut, a tough one, but it was Luis Fancischinelli getting the win tonight. Let's make it official. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Todd Anderson, calls a stop to this fight. 4 minutes, 12 seconds into the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO, Luis Fancischinelli.
Back-to-back knockout victories. Spotless record remains intact. He now improves to 2-0. There he is with the California Mixed Martial Arts team. Head coach Chad George. And Alan, a winner inside and outside of the octagon. He told us at dinner last night, first time he ever played the slots here at the Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino, and he was a big winner.
And Chad was laughing because he said the guy in front of him lost about $200 on his same slot machine. He walked away about 5 feet. Fancischinelli puts in one token. He rings it, wins a couple $100. The guy couldn't believe it.
It's unforgiving.
And they treated themselves at the buffet with us last night.
Exactly. He went nuts. Really great kid, 27-year-old Luis Fancischinelli, originally from Sao Paulo, now training and living in Los Angeles, and he came to the U.S. in 2021. He trained at Black House for a while, and then he moved over to MMA, and it is paying off. The black belt in kickboxing. Came in as a big favorite and got the job done.
Again, I love seeing High level anything, right? High level is just fun to watch when you can recognize that, and you were able to recognize that in the cage tonight. He made the adjustments. He used his range very well, and again, for a guy that was only in his second pro fight, and he's only second pro fight, but really, he's only had about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of fight time because his fights are ending so soon, right? But he was very calm and patient in there. He didn't rush it. He didn't put himself in a bad position to get swept or taken down again. He found the finish, as he's probably done 100 times in kickboxing. A lot of potential for this guy right here.
Absolutely. Great way to kick off LFA 177 from here in Niagara Falls. If you haven't done so, sign up on UFCFightPass.com. You will not want to miss this stacked card coming up the top of the hour. 2 World Championship fights going down here in Niagara Falls. Marquee fight of the night, Devin Smith clashing with Shadmakan Magomedov for the interim welterweight strap. And in the first half of the doubleheader, Shannon Clark from Canada and Tayane Lopez from Brazil square off for the vacant LFA flyweight title. Here's a look at all 4 athletes.
In the hallowed grounds of the LFA, where champions are forged and legends are born, the stakes have never been higher in the women's flyweight division. New LFA Women's Flyweight World Champion! The past champions have ascended to the UFC, and now 2 international combatants look to prove that they are worthy of the next level.
Ooh, and Shannon Clark teeing off. There's a knee to the body.
The Canadian, Shannon Clark, displayed tenacious violence in her LFA debut. Now the MMA Barbie has all eyes watching her go for gold. But across the cage, the Brazilian, Tayane Lopez, earned this shot after finishing her last 3 opponents. The grappling ace looks to shock the world in her quest for gold. Brace yourselves for the battle of undefeated warriors on a quest for supremacy. This is the LFA Women's Flyweight Championship.
The welterweights take center stage in the second of 2 title fights, this one in the interim variety.
Statement made!
Devin Smith returns to the octagon after a highlight reel knockout in his last LFA fight. The prodigy is the godson of Rashad Evans and looks to use his entertaining, well-rounded style and bring home LFA gold. He faces the tough test in Shamid-Khan Magomedov. Magomedov brings a smothering grappling game to the cage. The 2-time Russian national wrestling champion will use that ground dominance to try and secure an LFA championship. The current LFA champion, Geraldo Neto, will defend his belt in Rio next month. However, the winner of tonight's main event will look to quickly unify that belt and become the LFA's undisputed welterweight champion.
I'm sold. Can't wait for these 2 championship bouts. They will go down. LFA 177 kicks off on UFC Fight Pass, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. We're here at the Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Always a great crowd, sold out. Mostly to see the great Alan Jobam, but some to see the fights as well.
I wish that was the case, Ron.
We're glad that you could join us on the LFA Fight Network on YouTube. Make sure you're following the LFA on all social media platforms at LFA Fighting. We have 1 more preliminary fight coming up. Stick around. You won't want to miss this catchweight between Luke Roberts and Farman Hasanov. That is coming up next. Stick around.
Ladies and gentlemen, on out to our final LFA.
There's your LFA 177 early fights. Gonna be a banger to kick things off in the middleweight division. Liam Anderson and Maurice Morris. No messing around. You see the rest of the action. That leads to the business end of the card, the 2 World Championship title fights. But before that, make sure you sign up at UFCFightPass.com if you haven't already, because you will not want to miss any of the LFA 177 action. We roll on to our final preliminary bout here in the Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino. Ron Kruk and Alan Joban with you. £165 catch weight, and we check out the numbers between Luke Roberts and Farman. Hasanov, tail of the tape, powered by Avashi. Roberts is 31 years old, and Hasanov is 3 years younger and 2 inches taller. He will have a huge reach advantage for this one. He is, let's see, add those up, man. 6.5 inches longer in the reach department. That's been the theme here in the LFA 177 preliminary bouts here from Niagara Falls. Fighters are in the octagon, and we are good to go. Let's get the official fighter introductions. And the man to do it, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds and an LFA catchweight of 165 pounds. Brought to you tonight by Avashi, medical and health equipment for residential use in Brazil. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This wrestler stands 6 foot tall, weight in 165 pounds. He holds a 2-0 professional record with both wins coming by way of knockout. Representing stout Pittsburgh, fighting out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania by way of Nakhchivan, Azerbaijan, Farman, the Lion Hasanov. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a grappler standing 5'10", weighing in 164 pounds. He holds a 3-0 professional record with 2 wins coming by way of submission and 1 draw. Representing Niagara top team, fighting out of St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, Luke the Duke Roberts. Referee Matt Rocca.
All right, guys, we went over the rules already. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now. Make your way back to your corners.
According to a bet online for this catch weight 165-pound matchup, that man, Luke Roberts, although he's 3-0-1, is the slight underdog at plus 115. Farman Hasanov getting some shine. He comes in as a minus 135 favorite, and the action begins quickly. Hasanov throwing bombs.
Wow. Yeah, the Lion is a good nickname for this guy, Hasanov. You see, he's ferocious in there. And Ron, if he gets you down, if he gets on top, he's ferocious with the ground and pound as well, even against this black belt and Luke the Duke Roberts.
Man, Hasanov, the aggressor here early.
He doesn't seem intimidated to be going against, you know, a jiu-jitsu specialist in the least. He's engaging wild strikes, you know, good strikes, but he's not worried about the takedown or anything.
Man, and he is firing away, big overhand right. Roberts, as you mentioned, Alan, the black belt BJJ, punches his way, looking for a takedown.
Oh my goodness, those are hard strikes to the side of the head. Let's see if he Roberts can finish his takedown, make it worth these strikes.
Absolutely, Hasanov making him pay for that takedown attempt. Still got the single leg attempt.
He's gonna try to elevate, not there. Switching back to the high crotch. See if he can turn the corner here. I mean, he's trying everything in his arsenal.
Pretty impressive takedown defense and balance from Farman Hasanov, and now they'll reset in the center of the octagon. That's a big victory, in my opinion, for Hasanov. Oh, and he drops Roberts again.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a check hit or what.
I think it was, Alan, you're right.
Got him in a guillotine, but he's not in a position to finish it right here with his legs.
This is Hasanov's first fight in over a year and a half, making his LFA debut and his US debut as well.
This is a great opportunity right here for Luke Roberts, right? I mean, he was just in a freaking gunfight,
right.
And now he has him, you know, he's a downed opponent. He's got his hands together.
It's corner like that.
Yeah, we're in that area, that gray area right here, though, you know, downed opponent.
Hand is down.
You've seen the trend lately. Hasanov playing the game a bit. He's saying, I'm going to stay safe. My hand's down. The referee is aware of it. Roberts is aware of it.
Gets a hand up and escapes, and nice jab from Roberts. Just past the midway point of the opening frame. Two knockouts out of his 2 victories for Farman Hasanov. Flip side for the black belt. 2 victories via submission. Oh. Now it's Roberts on a knee.
You know, Hasanov's taking some deep breaths right now. You know, I think he's used to coming out here and blitzing guys to death. And Duke is doing enough to stay into this fight. And I see Hasanov, you know, trying to catch his breath, literally. I mean, he's just trying to kind of catch his breath right now. And this fight's starting to slow down a bit, which favors Luke Roberts.
Roberts training out of the Niagara top team. Hasanov with Stout Pittsburgh. Originally from Azerbaijan, now living and training in Pittsburgh, PA.
You know, when I was watching footage on Farman Hasanov, the first fight I see, I go, this guy's a striker. And then the next fight I see, this guy's a grappler. He seems to do it all very well, and he's not intimidated in the least, as we just saw when he takes down the black belt. Caught in a 100%, nice scramble right there. got a guillotine of his own. I don't think he's going to jump guard, but that's just what I'm thinking. Okay, smart move there, I think.
Tremendous pace here in the opening round. Back and forth action. Left hook and a jab from Hasanov gets through.
It is a fast pace, right? I mean, and you got to think this is a catchweight, right? So what were the reasons for that? That one of these guys have to take this fight on late notice? I would imagine it was Luke Roberts. I mean, Hasanov looks in tremendous shape, and he's very leaned out for this weight.
Yeah, they both do. You're right. And now it's Roberts.
Now it's Roberts on the attack,
yes,
on the striking attack.
Punching his way in. Oh, nasty elbows to the side of the head. Hasanov.
Oh.
And Roberts follows up.
This is a good fight, Rob.
And there is the horn. Ladies and gentlemen, you are correct, Alan Joban. We have ourselves a fight. And for the tonight, we will go into the second round. What action. Farman Hasanov, a wrestler, master of sport in freestyle wrestling. He only started MMA in 2021. Unbelievable. And Luke Roberts, a black belt in BJJ, earned his black belt in 2023. You see the corner of Hasanov saying those elbows are working, and Dale Arbuckle going to work on Luke Roberts.
Yeah, we see a little bit of the aggressive approach of the Lion, Hasanov, early on, trying to take him out with those punches. Didn't care about the grappling, tried to take his back. You see Luke the Duke having his moments as well in the striking department, nonetheless. More of the same. Guys are getting tired at the end of the round, but you know, very close round. I think Luke closed the distance towards the end of it, but I'd still have to give that first round to Hasanov.
Yeah, I think he did more damage. There's no doubt about it, but a extremely exciting opening round. We move into the second frame, and Hasanov picks up where he left off. Both fighters undefeated. Hasanov making his LFA debut, and Luke Roberts looking to go 2-0 in the promotion. He comes in with a 3-0-1 record.
You can see Hasanov, he kind of caught his breath, right? Like at the end of that first round I was mentioning, he looked like he was just gasping for air. He seems to have caught his breath and kind of found a pace that he can maintain for the entirety of the fight. You see now he's kind of walking, jabbing. It's not 100% on every strike, which you can only do so long, and he's made that adjustment.
Well, he had an insane pace to start that opening round for sure. Led the dance early, often, nice combination. I'll say this, Luke Roberts can take a shot.
And he's not intimidated, right? I mean, Hasanov's an imposing figure. You look at him, I mean, the guy's built like Superman, and he's an aggressive, very aggressive striker. Yeah. But, you know, Roberts continues to kind of walk him down, put him against it near the edge of the fence, trying to set up the takedown. I mean, he's sticking with the game plan, attacking the legs as well.
Roberts' corner loved that low kick to the calf from the Duke.
I think that would be a smart approach as well. I mean, you look at the physique of Hasanov, and he's very, very strong, but very upper body built, right?
Absolutely. His muscles take a lot of oxygen.
Yeah.
I mean, I should know.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would, Ron.
Why are you laughing so hard? That kind of
hurts. A great observation from yourself about yourself right here as they find themselves on the fence.
Just past the 3-minute mark. Final preliminary fight. LFA 177. You see a little damage to the face now from Luke Roberts.
Yeah, Roberts had his hands together. The fence actually kind of broke the grip. Like we don't speak about this enough, but I mean, when you're trying to get your hands together and the fence is on the other side, I mean, it just tears your hands up. Your fingers get caught in there. I've had to have a hand surgery after a fight from my finger getting caught in the fence, tore the ligament. And right there, the fence kind of broke his grip. Otherwise, Roberts might have had a takedown, or an opportunity at least to get a takedown.
Past the midway point of the second round, the pace has definitely slowed. Still a lot going on. Nice jab from Hasanov.
Oh.
But Roberts fighting and pressing forward.
Yeah. I really like the approach of the jab from Hasanov. Conserve your energy, do damage. And look at the blood coming out of the nose of Roberts right there. And I like the approach of Roberts. After eating 2 jabs, he went for the pull right hand off of the jab, which for you at home don't know what a pull right hand is. As soon as you see the jab come again, you pull back, and when he's retracting the jab to his face, you come over the top with the right hand. And it's a beautiful counter move, and Roberts is looking for that.
Spot on inside from Alan Jouban. And here comes Hasanov backing Roberts up again. High kick blocked. And you wonder at what point will Roberts try to get this fight to the ground.
Yeah, I feel like Roberts has, I don't, when I'm looking at his body language and the damage on his face, I don't think he feels like level changing is an option anymore. I think he feels like he needs to kind of tie him up, maybe get a trip or a sweep, get him against the fence, but I don't think we're going to see much level changing at this point, unless it's a very opportunistic moment. But the pace is slowed so much, I don't think he feels the explosion. As you see, Hasanov taking the shot. But this is a great moment right here, right? Get an underhook.
Coming up to 30 seconds here in the second round, and Luke Roberts' face has opened up, attacks the lead leg, and eats an overhand right. And the jab continues to land for Hasanov.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Vicious combinations.
Roberts is tough.
Absolutely.
He might have been opened up on his opposite eye now as well.
Time winding down. Looks like both fighters will take a little bit of breath, and cutman Dale Arbuckle is going to go to work on Luke Roberts. Main card here at LFA 177 kicks off at the top of the hour on UFC Fight Pass. Stout Pittsburgh team, Warren Stout talking to Farman, Hasanov, fighter from Azerbaijan, now fighting and living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So our LFA ring girl Mariah working tonight, and that man is in a fight, Alan.
Yeah, you hear the corner, right? They're just trying to keep that fire alive. You can beat this guy. You can do this, you know.
30 seconds.
Luke Roberts is the guy that you can tell he doesn't quit. I mean, the guy's tough.
Absolutely. Well, the fans here in Niagara appreciate it. Both fighters getting them going as we enter into the third and final round. What a war it's been. Farman, Hasanov in control. At least on our scorecards, Alan, Luke Roberts needs a finish here in the third.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the damage is pretty severe at this point. You can see it. He's been landing. I think the damage tells the story of the scoring, but not entirely the fight, because Luke Roberts is still pushing forward. He's still fighting, and there's never been too many shots that like had him severely hurt. It's more of doing the damage, but he continues to press forward, look for striking of his own, or some type of trip to get this fight down to the mat. Immediately. A lot of work without the reward. That's always what's the most exhausting thing. Not getting the reward of getting to catch your breath afterward.
Roberts still hanging on to that leg, and now Hasanov breaks out. That's got to be frustrating for Luke Roberts. Got him down into his world, but just was not able to keep him there. Luke Roberts' corner pleading with their fighter, let's go. They know they need a finish. Make sure you are following the LFA on all social media platforms at LFA Fighting. Got a busy March and April coming up.
Oh. Hasanov leading there with the elbow. Went for the kill.
And back to the jab in his bread and butter in this one.
You see Roberts doing the same thing, leading with the front elbow, the lead elbow.
Yeah, there's Roberts' corner saying we need to get this guy's back.
Yeah, I would try to mix in those calf kicks. I know it's late in the fight. Traditionally, if you're going to attack the leg, you're going to take the wheels off. You want to do that early in the fight, right? Pays dividends later. But he's landed enough. And one or two more could at least have Hasanov limping and maybe set up something. Nice level change.
Level change.
And an even nicer time sprawl right there by Hasanov.
Yeah, that was impressive. Roberts on the attack. Hasanov able to fend it. I mean, incredible heart by Luke Roberts. Yeah. Continuing to press forward. We've seen some crazy finishes this year in the LFA octagon, so this fight is far from over. And there's another calf kick that you could see hurt him, right?
That one, yeah, took the leg off the mat. Again, he's running out of time. Catching the punches now by Roberts. There you go.
Yeah, maybe a little too late. Yeah. But by far, Luke Roberts' best round. And he is not stopping, folks. He's backing Hasanov, who's firing back. Roberts defending well. "40 seconds to go."
Hasanov is a killer, but I have a feeling he hasn't been to deep waters like this before, and Luke Roberts is thriving in it right now.
I agree, Alan.
Oh, nice kick right there, Hasanov. Wasn't able to get his hips turned over, but it landed, it looked like.
20 seconds to go. Roberts gets him down.
Yeah, gonna have to pull a rabbit out of a hat right now.
Absolutely. Can Luke Roberts pull off the Hail Mary as time winding down? Smart move by Farman Hasanov to back up. There's the horn. Oh, man, can we go two more?
Yeah, that was a fun fight. That was a tremendous fight.
Tremendous is right, Alan. Beautiful fight between Luke Roberts and Farman Hasanov. I mean, both of these athletes left it all inside the cage tonight.
Hasanov went to the stool after.
I don't blame him.
No.
I do not blame him as we look at
We get back to this fight early on, Ron. I mean, it was all Hasanov. I mean, the guy was on target. He was aggressive. He was landing his shots. He was backing up Luke the Duke Roberts the entire time. He was taking the damage, but, you know, Roberts just wouldn't go away. He stayed in the fight. He realized that, look, it's damaging me, but it's not knocking me out. And I can thrive in these deep waters. Continued to press forward himself. Luke Roberts had his moments, and probably his best round in that last and final round. A little bit too late at the end, but nonetheless, just a tremendous fight by both men tonight.
Still got enough in the gas tank to almost pull off the cartwheel, but big night for 28-year-old Farman Hasanov. Looked very comfortable in his LFA debut tonight. Came in with a spotless 2-0 record. First fight since July of 2022. And he looks like he is going to give Luke Roberts his first professional defeat. He came in with a 3-0-1 record. And when you look at the two fighters pretty obvious from the damage done who should be getting their hand raised in victory tonight. Enough of the speculation. Let's get the official decision. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges score this bout 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Farman, the Lion Hasanov.
Make it 3 straight wins, and the first athlete from Azerbaijan to get a win in the LFA Octagon. What a performance. And he now is standing by with Alan Jouban.
On Hasanov. Farman, you're an aggressive fighter. The Lion is your nickname. You came out aggressive. Were you surprised that you couldn't get him out of here early?
I'm not surprised. Just my opponent was tough, I know that. But I feel great. My team is here, staff team. Coach Swarren, Mike, Will is here. My supporters. I want to say thanks to my family, my brother Ibrahim and Haydar Mammadaliev. So, staff team, my teams, I love you guys. Thanks to my all supporters.
I'm sure they're all very proud of you. What an entertaining performance. You should be proud of yourself. Guys, put your hands together for Farman, the Lion Hasanov.
Big win for the 28-year-old. Farman Hasanov improves to 3-0 and a successful LFA debut. Well, that's going to wrap up the preliminary bouts here on YouTube and the LFA Fight Network. Time to jump over to UFCFightPass.com for the LFA 177 main card. For my broadcast partners, Mike Kendall and Alan Jouban, I'm Ron Kruk, and that is all.
Discover a whole new game at Seneca Resorts and Casinos. Enjoy hot-hitting slots, action-packed table games, and wager on your favorite sports at the area's only sportsbook destinations. Experience award-winning entertainment, plus luxury dining and retail. And when it's time to recharge, relax in 4-diamond accommodations. Discover it all at Seneca Resorts and Casinos. Nothing else comes close.